we have more Reichweite. Hilf mir mal schnell live.
Outreach.
Outreach. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, now we are live. And I start sharing the link.
Hopefully my cats behave in the background.
This is my street, and the window is closed, so
I just checked if I can send it to you, but actually it's like $20 for a package. So sorry, mate. Sorry. So it's like worth €2.
Well, that's okay. It's more than the drops on the pharmacy.
Yeah, that's right. On the other hand, it's quite expensive no, in Denmark you can have cheap alcohol. In Finland and Sweden, it's so expensive. Shouldn't we talk about this, Werner? You have to stop us. Seriously, it's live.
No problem.
No. Go on live. Make a mess of yourself. Go on, please.
In this time, I'm sharing the link to all freediving groups in Germany and the other European groups I know. And so don't worry. Talk about alcohol. Talk about everything.
Yeah. Of course. Actually, have you heard that we got new cards from Aquamate today with new numbers to contact?
Yes, I know. Okay.
It's so predominant after you talk to us about the watch. It's really cool.
Thanks.
So let's wait some minutes and then we start.
Yeah.
The first. Out there. Okay. Okay, guys, but we can chat a little bit, so we don't.
Yeah.
About dirty secrets or what?
Yeah,
like,
maybe.
hey,
for example,
whale
secret. Okay, I think we wait 1 or 2 minutes and then I will start.
So where in Germany are you located?
We're situated near Frankfurt, and I'm situated in Leipzig, so near Berlin, more or less.
Okay.
So completely separated in Germany.
Yeah, unfortunately, because we do have the nicer lakes to dive.
Yeah.
Is there good? Is there anything such as good lakes?
Yes, I can send you some pictures.
If you don't have access to ocean, trust me, nearly every lake is better than no lake.
Okay, yeah.
No, but I'm really blessed with a lake with around 15 meters, 20 meters of visibility, 35 meters deep. We have a large population of carps. Some, how do you call wels?
I don't know.
I will come to that back later. It's like 2 meters long, has long hair here.
Oh yeah, it's like steron.
Catfish. No, catfish.
Oh, catfish. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And some red barbs. So smaller fish, but then again, it's a lake. So hey cat, go down from the table.
Okay, guys. I think now it's time to start.
To get serious again? Oh no.
Yeah, to get serious again and to start the presentation. Herzlich willkommen hier da draußen. Letzte Folge Freediving Community Europe. Heute vor der Sommerpause. Sollte es eine zweite Corona-Welle geben und wir wieder zu Hause sitzen, werden wir das Ganze im Herbst fortsetzen. Ansonsten heiße ich euch ganz herzlich willkommen. Mein Name ist Werner Giove. Seit 2004 Instructor-Trainer. Betreue diverse Wettkampfathleten und habe Freediving Community Europe ins Leben gerufen, um eben gerade in dieser grauenvollen Zeit einfach auch mal Projekte, Menschen, Macher vorstellen zu können, die vielleicht nicht in unserem Fokus sind oder einfach nicht so oft Werbung machen können. Heute zu Gast Magnus Lundborg. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so now it's my turn, I guess, because Werner is staring at the screen and smiling and saying, yeah, live, do your thing, talk English, do that. I don't get it why, because he's perfectly fluent in English, but hey, Magnus, welcome from my side. My name is Live, and please explain how did you get here, and more importantly, really awesome watch and great housing. Tell us a little bit more about you.
Yeah, I'm 26 years old. I live in the west coast of Sweden. I've been doing underwater photography and freediving for about 6 years. Yeah.
Oh, great. So I can see on the picture that we are diving the same foot pocket. It's Patos, I guess. But tell us a little more about the stop trawlers. Yes, I love to go diving. I am absolutely fluent in water. But marine biology is a big thing in my life, and I think an even bigger one in yours. Tell us a little bit more about this, and how did you get to the part where you say, I'm interested into photography underwater, because it's mostly not the first day you put a snorkel in your mouth and go diving and say, hey, next one, I want to have a photography machine in my hand. So tell us a little more about your heritage in freediving.
Yeah, I think I've lived quite far from the ocean all my life, and about 6 years ago, I saw a video of a guy freediving with a sperm whale, and since
then who it was? Was it?
Yeah,
Fred?
I think it was Cousteau.
Ah, okay, Cousteau.
Okay.
Yeah, he just brought out a movie last year, I guess.
Yeah. And I was completely in love with it, and I just said to myself that I want to do that. And the next day, I booked a trip to the Azores.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously. And after that, I was I'm amazed by them. And I think I was home for 2 weeks, and then I went to Canada to freedive with humpbacks.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a fast progress.
Back then, I was only using a GoPro, but in Canada,
which is still attached to your housing?
No, older one. I think it was like a 3 or something.
Okay.
And there I met Dr. Pauly, who is speaking in the movie The End of the Line, and I met Doug Allen, famous videographer for BBC. And then I was just, this is what I want to do. So I bought my first camera after that, and since then I've been photographing.
Okay, so everybody wants to know what's your first camera. So today you have like 3,000-4,000 followers on Instagram, I guess. So tell me, what was your first camera?
My first camera was Sony A6000.
Okay, and which housing was it? Your first easy dive housing? I guess not.
No. It's then I had Sea Frog housing. Or back then they were only called Macon.
Do you still have some pictures of you or your first pictures, or do we only have prepared Werner, the newer ones he made?
I think I only have new ones.
Okay. So tell us a little bit more. So you're living on the West Coast, and you now have access to seawater all the time. So you're doing most of your pictures right in front of your house, right?
Yeah. Maybe I'll go with the car for maybe 1.5 hours. But...
Okay. Yeah, perfect. So you were in Canada. You were starting your life in the Azores for freediving. Where did you also went?
After Canada, I went home. I was home for almost a year studying marine biology. And
cool.
Then I went to Norway for my first encounter with orcas.
Oh, really? Tell us a little more about Norway and your first encounter.
It was mind-blowing, the cold.
What were you diving, 5mm or 7mm?
Then I had the 7mm.
Okay.
But now I'm more of a Viking, so I only use 5mm. Yeah. So, but the meeting with the first meeting with the orcas was amazing.
Okay, tell us a little bit more, because most of our viewers, they live in Germany, so what they know is carps and lakes and everything they see around their holiday destination. So I don't know,
Okay, yeah.
Tunis, Egypt, Azores, whatever. So we are not accustomed most of the time, only very few, to orcas and how to travel there, what to prepare for that. So tell us a little bit more about the excitement of planning a travel to the Lofoten in this case, or Norway in general, to go diving actually with orcas, because there's a lot of preparation to be done and upfront. I know that by heart because I did it.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I was going with a company called Wildlife Observations Worldwide. It's actually a German company, and they did all the logistic part. The only thing I need to prepare for was free diving in extreme cold weather.
Okay.
And it's also extremely dark.
Sounds expensive.
It was not that expensive. I think I paid around maybe 3,000 euros.
Okay.
So it's doable. It's not.
Yeah. For
cheap,
a lifetime adventure, you don't dive with orcas every day.
No.
So.
Then it's a really, really good price.
Yeah.
But the only thing that most people need to be prepared of is the dark. We only have sun for maybe 2 hours, and then maybe 1 or 2 hours light from the snow on the top of the mountains. So if you free dive down maybe 5 meters, it's completely black.
Yeah. So in Germany, we do have some lakes where they were mining really deep, and those lakes, it's like coal on the outside. So we know going deep in really dark places, or some of us do, especially Werner and his team around Frankfurt. There are some lakes which are 60, 70 meters deep, but man, it's really dark. So after 5 minutes, you just told us it's super dark. You don't have any sunlight reflecting or so. It's not like in Norway where there is actually no sun, but there is nothing reflecting. So that's okay. But together with the extreme coldness, and it's a different cold. I was in August there, and man, it was the middle of the summer. It should be warm, but it is not. Okay. So I was going diving there, and it was horrible. And I'm really accustomed to cold weather. So tell us a little bit more about if you only have 2 hours of sun most of the time. So you're hopping on and off the boat most of the time, chasing orcas, or how do you do?
Most of the time, most encounters is like dolphin drops. You drive beside them, then you go in the water. They will pass you, maybe swim back and pass you one more time, and then they vanish, and you need to swim back to the boat. But what we're trying to do is to find the feeding orcas when they feed on the herring in northern Norway fjords. And when they're feeding, they don't mind you at all.
Hopefully,
so you can get but you can go really, really close, and when they're hunting, they hunt with the tails, so they slap the herring. So you swim in it feels like you're swimming in outer space, because it's so dark, and you have the fish scale from the herring, millions of fish scale that's lighting up the ocean, and you can be in the water with them maybe for 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So
but then it's shivering cold. Or is
then
it?
It's cold. Yeah.
Okay.
But that's the best meeting, and that's what we always try to find. It's the feeding. And lately, this year, it's been a lot of problems in Norway with a lot of boats that chasing the orcas, and I don't want to be a part of that. But
the
most meetings.
Yeah. Okay, Magnus, tell us a little bit more about some of your. You are a what? No, not yet. We're not. Please, not yet. You're an award-winning photographer. What if you would give a tip to your 10-year younger self? What would be your tip to become a award-winning photographer underwater?
I think I was kind of dedicated to go far, to be a good photographer. So I spend like a lot of time in the water playing with natural light, and I think that's the key to my photography, is that I only use natural light, and I dive a lot.
That's perfect. So you don't need any kind of buoyancy and flashlights. You just need your camera.
Yeah, and if you spend a lot of time in places with bad visibility, as I do, you learn how to like move around from the particles in the water, and how to editing bad visibility. And I think today everybody can have amazing shots, especially in good visibility. If you go to places like Azores or Tonga to photograph sharks or whales in crystal clear water, everybody can make a good photo. But it's much harder to get unusual shots in like in bad visibility. And I think that's where I have my focus, and I've trained a lot just because living here in Sweden. So I think I would just say to people that
be more in cold, dark water, and know
kind of, but at least if you my interest has always been cold water, so I've spent a lot of time there, and I think that's the thing I know best.
Yeah, it makes totally sense in Sweden, or then in Norway, of course. Do you have adjusted your hardware equipment, so your housing or your camera, to the really bad water situation sometimes?
Well, can I get the question one more time?
Did you get? Have you adjusted your housing or your camera to these situations, or do you? Why was your decision for Easy Dive housing, as we can see?
I had some leakage with the Sea Frog housing, and then when I discovered Easy Dive, it's a universal housing, so I don't need to switch water housing when I buy a new camera. And I was blown away about that, so I bought it only because of that. And when I start using it, it's so amazing to freedive with it. The buoyancy, everything. It's the same menu system on every camera.
So we have one question from Michael Klengel at the moment, but I will hold back on that question, Michael, for some more moments, because we actually have a video of that. So Bruno, if you could show us the next slide. It showcases two of your pictures, and what I want to know is how did you do that? Of course, first of all, for all the photography nerds out there, how did you get there? And especially those moments seem to be special to you. Tell us about the emotional side of those pictures behind them.
Yeah, okay. The first one to the left is a white southern right whale in Patagonia. It's a very remote area and quite expensive to travel there, and you need a permit from the government. But man, there was so many whales. I've never seen so much whales, maybe 40, 50 whales in 1 week. And you can see them from the beach. You don't even need to go out with a boat. It's just a crazy area. And it was very special to me because I've tried to find the northern right whales in the North Atlantic, and without success. And in the eastern part, here in the North Sea, in the Europe side, they're all gone. Maybe 1 or 2 individuals are left, but the most important areas where they were mating and give birth to calves is in West Sahara, which now is a fishing area for European Union. So they don't do good, and in the West Coast, in the West Atlantic in North America, they are almost all gone too, because of entanglement in fishing gear. So I decided to go there to South Atlantic in the Patagonia to see the southern right whales, which is a cousin. And it was very emotional to finally see them. And you can spend like hours in the water with them. You don't need to swim back to the boat because they are so calm and they're so interested in you. It's an amazing place. Probably my favorite place on earth.
Absolutely fantastic. So you're 26-year-old and you were to Azores, you went to Canada, you went to Patagonia, you went to the Lofoten. This is like the travel handbook of remote places for traveling, for freediving. So most of them are on the bucket list for everybody.
Yeah,
impressive.
I guess.
What's on the right side?
On the right side is a blue shark from the Azores. And in this photo is taken in a place called Condor Bank. It's a deep sea mountain. And Azores is probably the best place in the world for blue shark. And they were also found in the North Sea long ago, before industrial fishing. And I think maybe this is like 2-hour boat drive from Pico Island in the Azores.
Okay.
So
and the
blue
went
sharks
there
here,
diving with Fred, or?
No, not with Fred.
Okay.
I would love to, but this trip was not with him. And the blue sharks here are getting bigger than they are in the Pacific. So it's a very special place, and the visibility is like nowhere else. It's so easy to take photos there. And blue shark is very calm shark and very good to free dive with, and they're very curious and at the same time very shy. So free diving is the perfect way to encounter them, because you have like slow heartbeats, you don't move your muscles that much, and then they have this ampulle of Lorenzini, so they can feel electromagnetic field. Exactly. So if you come and you don't have a slow heartbeat, and then you just have your camera ready, which explodes with electromagnetism, they get crazy about your camera. So they're very, very close and very intensive. It's always have eye contact. So it's amazing sharks to dive with.
Oh, impressive. Really impressive. So we have 2 more pictures prepared, I guess, because we have to check the time. 7 minutes left. The left one is the most impressive. So tell us a little bit more about it. Werner and me, we were checking the pictures up front, of course. And we were like, oh my God, I need to know where it is and how do I get there. So
which one of them?
The left one.
The orca.
No, the manta rays.
Manta rays.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's Mubula rays actually.
Bula ray.
And the subspecies is Chilean devil ray, and it's also in the Azores. This is probably the most crazy dive ever in my life. This is in a place called Princess Alice Bank, and the diving there is very rough. It's strong currents, and it's 8 hours from mainland with one way with the boat. No, yeah. It is a problem if you get seasick after 2-hour boat drive. So I was seasick in this photo. When I took this photo, like few seconds after it, I was puking on the water.
Feeding the fish, come on, quite normal.
Yeah, as a true conservationist. But I was seasick maybe 2 hours after our departure from Pico, and then it's like 6 hours until we get to Princess Alice. 6 hours of puking. Then we went in the water. I was puking. So every 15 minutes, I could dive for 15 minutes, and then I need to swim back to the boat to puke. And then I had some water and a banana, and I swam back, and I continued to do this for maybe 4 hours. And then I was completely wasted. I had no energy at all. So then I had just 8 hours back to Pico. So yeah, in overall, maybe 20 hours of seasickness.
Oh no, I am very sorry for you. So actually, the question from Michael Krengel was, did you ever get scared in a special moment, especially with orcas on the right side in the picture? Tell us a little bit more about this. It looks amazing.
Yeah, with orcas, no problem at all. They are very, very gentle in the water, and they approach you very slow. And I've never had any encounter with them, which I was afraid in. However, with other whales like humpbacks and especially southern right whales that are very close to you and are very big, southern right whales can be like 18 meters, and they are not as calm and friendly as the orcas. And I was actually tackled by a southern right whale. I was swimming in very, very, very bad visibility, and from nowhere a southern right whale came up, and it just came right underneath me, so I couldn't move in any direction, and it came closer and closer, and when it was like a half a meter away, I knew it's gonna hurt, and then it just head bumped me. I like flew up in the surface, and the ranger from the government and the guide was like, "What's happening?" So yeah, that's we have a video on it as well, but I think that's the moment. I won't say I was scared, but because you have no time to be scared in that situation. But when I think about it now, it could have gone terribly wrong.
Yeah. I can totally understand it. It was actually the same with me. We were diving with a whale shark or with bull sharks. I was never scared. The only thing I was scared of was the really horny sea snake who was attacking me right here. And I was like, what the heck? Like the smallest and tiniest animal. Hi, cat! Oh, great. Okay, I think the last one is the video. So for Michael Krengel especially, you can check it out. I'm not quite sure if this is working, but I think it's not working so well, Werner.
I think it's about internet connection.
Yeah.
Sorry for that. So we can start again.
Now we have a nice picture at the end. On your fins is stop trawlers. Right now we have the situation that around 300 trawlers are around the Galapagos Islands. Right on the border. Most of us freedivers, they are very big into marine biology, environmental things, let's call it that way, whatever everybody is doing for themselves. Some are spending money, others are cleaning the beaches and the lakes. For you, it's more. It looks like more. Come on, you printed it right above your fins. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, we have a very bad situation in whole North Sea and in whole ocean in general, but here in the Skagerrak Strait in the Swedish part of North Sea, it's very heavily overfished, and all the fisheries is almost trawlers, and they are very, very devastating, and they are extincting sharks and rays. We used to have maybe 30 or 40 species of sharks and rays in the North Sea and in the Skagerrak, and they're all gone now. We maybe have one species left, but they are highly endangered, and they're getting bycatch every day. And here in Sweden, we mostly targeting shrimp and crayfish, and with that, everything comes. Every sharks and rays and ray. If you take rays, maybe when they are 1 year old, most of the species they are big enough to get caught in a trawler. And they get mature very slowly, so they need to swim in 10 years before they can mate. And that's 10 years is a very long time to avoid a trawler. So it's I think it's the base ground for my photography and conservation is to stop the trawlers and to
Okay, so you told us up front that you are heavy into the environmental sector. And you're doing this with your pictures. How do you get the message across? Not only by pictures of your fins, of course, but tell us a little bit more about your effort in this area.
Yeah, I think mostly about that. If you read an article about northern right whales going extinct in the Eastern Atlantic, most people would maybe see the headline and then they just turn page and say, yeah, it's boring. But if you can take a photo and show the perspective from the whales and show the whales and the personalities and everything like that, I think you can reach way more people, and you get people a perspective that doesn't it's not possible to do with an article. And yeah, I think so. That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
So last question, huh?
Yeah, last question from Michael. Thank you very much. Best place for diving in Sweden is?
I would say Smögen, or as far north you come in the west coast, is the best. So between Smögen, Grebbestad, I would say is the best places.
Wait a second. I can share my screen, so that's easier.
It's not very deep, but it's very beautiful.
Yeah, indeed it is. Indeed it is. So here we have Copenhagen down here. We have Göteborg here, and then here is Smögen on this corner. Many small islands, not very deep, but perhaps some fish for you.
Yeah, perhaps. It's not very much fish left. There used to be a lot of cod, and I think I've seen cod 2 times the last.
Oh, really?
Years. Yeah, so it's a really bad situation. But we still have some kelp, so it's in beautiful light and colors. But in fish way, it's not really good at all.
Okay. Thank you very much, Magnus, from my side. This was really a pleasure having you here. Hopefully soon Corona, the second wave is over. Hopefully it doesn't come at all. And I'm a big fan of Norway and Sweden, so I'm quite sure I can bring you one of these personally to Smögen. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. Okay. So, have a nice time. Vielen Dank da draußen für die Zuschauer. Wie gesagt, das war jetzt die letzte Folge Freediving Community Europe. Sollte es nochmal einen Lockdown geben, werden wir nach dem Sommer weitermachen. Ansonsten sind wir sehr gespannt auch über euer Feedback. Vielen Dank fürs immer wieder Zuschauen, Einschalten, Fragen stellen. Bis bald und habt immer viel Spaß beim Tauchen und nie alleine.